All right, welcome everyone. We're going to start our program. Sorry to interrupt this party.
Yeah, I like it. It's a great city. It really is. It's done a lot. More to come, right? Yeah, we're trying. Good. Oh, okay.
So Maureen Foley, who's my comrade in arms in this travel and tourism campaign, told me that all of the travel and tourism folks love to get out of the office and love a good party, and I think that is proving to be true for today. So thank you all for coming out. For this, which is our launch of Discover Chelsea, which is a campaign to help educate and promote Chelsea as a place for travel and tourism, as a way of supporting the economic development, not only of our kind of most obvious travel and tourism assets like our hotels, but also to support all the other small businesses that are great places that the travelers would love to visit. So this project would not at all have been possible without our partnership with Maureen Foley of XSS Hotels and the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. So I'm going to invite Maureen to say a few things, then we've got a lot of people to thank and to speak briefly. So Maureen.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome to Discover Chelsea. We're really excited about this new tourism initiative. I come from a hotel background and an airline background, and Chelsea is a great place for travelers coming to the Boston area to stay. So we have a video that we hope you help us push out to people to create a happy, fun vibe for Chelsea, and let's do what we can to sell Chelsea and discover Chelsea. Thank you.
So the Discover Chelsea campaign, as Maureen mentioned, includes a sizzle reel, which is a short 3-minute video that we're going to premiere at the end of tonight, or this morning. It's including a website, the Discover Chelsea website, that we're going to be putting out to a number of different main travel portals, not just the hotels, but also through Discover MA and the Greater Boston and Convention. Such a tongue twister. The Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau. So we actually have a couple of folks from the CVB here. Dave O'Donnell, would you like to come up and say a couple words?
I just want to interrupt for a moment. Without the help of the Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau, I don't think you'd see all the things you're going to see today, and we really appreciate their guidance, as they are a regional tourism council and they're very supportive of Chelsea. So David, it's all yours.
Thank you, Maureen, and thank you, Mimi. We're thrilled to be a partner in this. You know, Chelsea is within our Regional Tourism Council, as Maureen said, and on behalf of our CEO, Martha Sheridan, I'm really happy to be here today. And we've been very happy to support the efforts thus far with Chelsea and the emergence of Discover Chelsea. There are so many rich cultural, culinary, and commercial assets here that it's really time for the world to discover Chelsea, right? And that's what we're here to amplify and help with as the Regional Tourism Council and as the Greater Boston CVB. It's waterfront, it's recreation, it's vibrant culture. I saw Joe and Maureen. It's hotel inventory, right? There's places for people to come and stay and us to generate overnights. And we are very focused as an organization on telling stories authentically, making sure that the folks in those communities are the ones whose voices are telling that story. We are simply here to amplify that story. So unlike ever before, again, under Martha's leadership, we are very integrated with all of our communities and promoting them as visitor destinations. And certainly here in Chelsea, there's lots to explore. So like I said, we are ready for not just this region, not just this country, but for the world to discover Chelsea. We're here to help. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it very much.
So this initiative wouldn't have been possible without several years of investment that helped improve Chelsea's downtown and supporting the small businesses. And key to that action has been the support of the City Council and the City Manager. So I invite City Manager Tom Ambrosino to say a few words.
Well, thank you, Mimi. I'm really excited to join you today for this launch of Discover Chelsea. You can see the excitement just walking through the folks here. I can tell you that when I arrived here 7 years ago, sort of revitalizing businesses, investing in business corridors was a real high priority for me. And we were making really good progress until the start of 2020. And then, obviously, the COVID pandemic really had devastating impacts on all of us. And so, the good thing is I had such tremendous support from our City Council to invest in the business community post-COVID to help with the recovery, in terms of investing in infrastructure, investing with direct small business grants to some of our businesses and our restaurants, and doing technical assistance. And so this is a natural progression in having a marketing campaign to attract tourism here, to help our small businesses, our restaurants and our hotels, not only just recover to pre-pandemic levels, but really to thrive like never before by attracting newcomers to explore and experience all the great things that Chelsea has to offer. And I can tell you, having seen a preview of the video and the marketing materials, I have full confidence that this campaign is really going to be a great success. So from the city, I want to thank Mimi, I want to thank Maureen and the Chamber, the Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau, and all those who helped make this a success. I'm really looking forward to this launch over the next few months. Thank you.
And I'd like to invite the City Council President, Roy Avenue.
Thank you, everyone. As you can see, I'm dressed for summer. Some of you have not, but that's fine. We'll kick off. But I'm excited to be here today again, as the city manager mentioned, about the launch of this video to promote, Chelsea overall. We have nearly 900 hotel rooms here in the city of Chelsea right now, and for us to be able to tap into that, local businesses, it would be very helpful. I can tell you from experience, being a small business owner myself, how difficult it is if you're trying to grow your business and market your business to those visitors and those outside. In order to survive, you really do have to market outside of your just your own community. That's just the way businesses work, and it's very tough as a small business owner to have the marketing capacity or the budget to do that. So to have the assistance and pool the resources like we have done with the city, the Greater Boston Tourism Office and so forth is spectacular. And I'm looking forward to seeing this again, working in collaboration with my colleagues. I see Councilor Leo Robinson here and the city manager and the staff at City Hall. I'm looking forward to seeing this and promote it as all. But thank you all for your efforts and congratulations.
So there's a lot of people to thank for this campaign and for today. Thank you so much for Tambo 22 for the delicious refreshments. They provided the appetizers, and Mi Salvador provided the manganados and the mariachis. The funding that we enabled this whole campaign was for the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. The video that we're presenting, and as I sort of say the thank yous, you can kind of get a sense of what this project all encompassed. Activista produced the video, which folks have maybe seen Jenny and Sabrina around the city. They've been doing a number of other documentaries about the community. Ellen Rovner did extensive research on so many of our food businesses, not just talking about the particular recipes and items on their menu, but really digging into the stories behind the businesses. And it's so nice seeing so many of the business owners here, and we're excited to kind of introduce them to the world. Katie Rogers was the photographer who went and documented all of that. Anna Dugan, who's here in her beautiful red dress, is responsible for the graphic design, which we think is really going to showcase and is already heightening the awareness. Oh, actually, I see Jenny's videographer is here. Thank you, Jenny. Maureen Foley, who basically was the one who's like, you need more of a marketing spin, Mimi, on everything I was doing, and really insisted on a video and was totally right on that, and it has been invaluable in terms of helping us how to specifically angle our approach to the tourism audience. Seth Daniel is our digital marketing person and who's been writing a lot of materials for it. This completely would not be possible without Lourdes Alvarez in the city manager's office, and who's the director of communications for the city, who has been kind of the glue that's kept this all together. And a big shout out to Matthew Colvin of Caldwell Hotels, who was like our secret weapon at the last minute when we had to get things to press, and who helped do some graphic design. So thank you to all of them. This foremost is really a marketing campaign, and it's so helpful to have some real media with us. So El Mundo has been not only provided a support letter for the initial grant, but is continuing to be a partner with this effort. So I invite El Mundo to come in and tell a little bit about how this connects with their mission.
And I want to do something. I want to bring this guy up here, Carrie Schumann, who never gets enough credit. He's always at the events. We are colleagues. Carrie, come over here. Because he's everywhere and he never gets the credit. And when they said write a letter for Discover Chelsea, we as a media outlet, we've been covering Chelsea for 50 years. So I think we've been here before even Roy was born. Well, Roy, how old are you now? You 50 already? Not yet, but he was very, very young when his family moved in here and opened up Tito's Bakery. We've known the Gladys Vega. I always say that I've known Gladys for 40 years. And to know Gladys is to fight Gladys, but in a good way. So when they told us about Discover Chelsea, I said, obviously, we have been covering Chelsea, and one of the commitments that we made, and I know you'll join us, is because you've been doing it for a long time, is there are so many positive stories that come out of cities like Chelsea, very much like Lawrence, but the general media never focuses. They'll come here if there's a shooting, if there's something bad, but they're never here when you hear about, for example, we just honored 12 students on the field the day before last at Fenway Park with Xander Bogaerts, Alex Verdugo. It was Chelsea Day at Fenway Park, and these were outstanding students who are all A students at it from your public schools. So I'm just happy and thrilled that we can play a part of helping to rediscover Chelsea, because we've known it, and I know you've known this even better than us.
Thank you.
He's a man of few words.
So while this campaign is just launching and the funding is sort of a big push, we're hoping that this effort will continue on throughout the year as we continue to flesh out the website and pass it out to across the world. I want to thank so much all the businesses and community members who helped sort of provide all this material that we're now sharing with the world. So I think without further ado, we will showcase our video.
Chelsea is a very vibrant city.
We can have a big summer Shakespeare in the Park style production. The next week it's a salsa concert, or even like a parade with a marching band and everything. How is that not an awesome place to be? Chelsea is home.
Everybody knows each other.
And you don't always have to speak the same language because you're coming from the same experience. It's that experience that definitely has brought us together.
So here is Chelsea. Right across the bridge, there's Boston.
We have plush, lavish trees and parks and places for folks coming together in common space.
Chelsea, when it comes to restaurants, is so diverse. You can literally go through South and Central America by just starting with City Hall and walking your way down. You will visit every single country in South and Central America, some Caribbean, and you might even go to Europe a couple times.
Teatro Chelsea is a bilingual Spanish-English theater. For me, like the greatest kind of moment that I'm always chasing is starting a joke in English, delivering the punchline in Spanish, and the entire audience gets it. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that's what Chelsea always offers. A lot of surprises everywhere, whether that be a mural or a new restaurant or a piece of art.
Sometimes you go to cities and you get lost in a vacuum. That's what I think is very different about Chelsea. You are a part of us, whether you've been here for 5 generations or whether you just, decided to make Chelsea your home yesterday. I'd love to be that person to say, oh, no, come with us. Party's over there.
Jenny, do you want to give a little wave? Or thank you so much for all your hard work on that video. It was really excellent. So folks might sense a little bit of a theme. My secret way of how I'm going to measure how well our campaign is how many people I can get drinking micheladas. So that was the mugs that were clinking in the video. You'll see them in some of the street pole banners. And we've got them available as little kits for you to take home. So if you haven't had a michelada, many of the bars and restaurants in Chelsea will provide them for you. It is a Clamato with a lager, like ideally Corona or Modelo, with a rim of sort of a chili pepper rim. So if you want to try one at home or share it with your friends, I invite you to have take one with you on the way home. So thank you so much for all the support along the way, and I'm looking forward to helping the world discover Chelsea. Thank you.
Can I take that with you guys?